Welcome to Inside the Studio, KFIZ at 100. Conversations with some of the station's biggest and brightest all-time personalities. I'm your host, former KFIZ Program Director Sean Kaiser. Today we talk with the friendly, neighborly former newsman and author Jeff McAndrew. Like many of the people we profiled so far, Jeff's radio dreams were born during his childhood.
9 years old, my parents took me down to spring training for the Brewers, and I had all my questions written out for Hank Aaron. Of course, I never talked to him or anything, but I think that was my first, it'd be kind of cool to be a reporter kind of thing.
After graduation from Ripon College with a degree in psychology in 1981, Jeff worked several odd jobs before enrolling in a few classes at UW Oshkosh, where he got involved at the campus radio station.
I think one of my turning moments would be at WRST when I went to EAA and they gave me a tape recorder and go interview tons of people, and it definitely caught the fever at that time. Like, this is really cool stuff. I get to meet people and interact, and that level of engagement really attracted me.
After stops in Rice Lake and Amory, Jeff landed at KFIZ in May of 1996. And just 2 months later, he found himself covering one of the biggest stories in Fond du Lac County history, the Oakfield tornado.
I remember driving around the city of Oakfield with Chuck Freeman about midnight. Somehow we got in there and to observe, like boats on the top of trees and this decimation, and getting firsthand interviews from people who were crying and lost their homes. That was just, it was tough. It was tough to cover.
One of Jeff's proudest moments at KFIZ is when he won an award for the series titled Women Behind Bars, featuring inmates at Techita Correctional.
I actually brought in about 12 prisoners, and there were only about 2 guards. And it was a little bit of a nerve-wracking situation. Like, what if something happens here? We ended up getting like an hour's worth of interviewing, going from person to person, and putting together a pretty good special.
And he enjoyed his time as one of the big 3 on The Breakfast Club, along with Chuck Freeman and host Jerry St. John.
The thing that comes to mind is just the sense of humor, and I just enjoyed the personalities. I was kind of, I guess, the straight man on The Breakfast Club.
Jeff McAndrew and his family still reside in the Fond du Lac area, where he now works for a communications company. Thanks for joining us, and keep listening for more episodes of Inside the Studio, KFIZ at 100.